Well, we were doing a show about the devils who know when Satan came right out and asked to play. We said, you sure you want to do this? He said, I ain't that bitch Anubis. We said, well, these here cards will fuck up your whole day. It's the Tarot Ho Show. And we have a guest tonight, Miss KAYLANI Perisho. I hope I'm saying her name correctly. Good friend of mine, and she's been part of the Tarot Mood group for a long time. If you guys are watching on YouTube, we're also streaming this to the Tarot Mood group on Facebook, and you should totally join. It's a lot of fun. But also please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell because I'm ridiculous and everybody needs ridiculous in their life, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to interview Miss KAYLANI, and then we're going to have free readings. So it'll be like 30 minutes interview, 30 minutes free readings. Stick around. I'm going to use the Mood Oracle for my part of the reading, and then KAYLANI will probably use her deck, the Tower Takeover, for her parts of the reading. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring her on. There she is. Add to stream.
Hi.
Hello. How are you, beautiful?
Doing all right. I think I need...
You're glowing. Oh, yes. Much better, much better. I want one of those so bad.
Yeah, it's really cute. I got it for Halloween this year. My daughter insisted that I become a witch, so I was like, at least I'll be a cute one.
I feel like I really want one, but I feel like I have a fat head. And I don't know if it would fit.
So the trick is if you get it wet and then you like stretch it around something, then it'll get a little bigger. I had to do a little stretching myself. So.
Did you? Okay, I'm totally getting one then. That's happening. I need one. Well, thank you for coming on with me tonight, and
thank you for having me.
You know, hopefully I don't embarrass you in front of your.
You will. I'm expecting it.
I actually do have one question I thought of for you that could embarrass you, but I'm going to phrase it in a way that that you could not have to admit to having done it.
So you're going to give me an out? That's nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Let me see if I can turn my sound up. Yes, I can. Good. Is that your Empress deck shelf behind you?
Yes, right over here. My bottom shelf of my tarot wall over here is entirely from the group that we are in for deck creators that I made. So that's our little exclusive group.
Yeah, there's only like 22 people. It's a really great group. I love it. It's very tight knit, you know. It's nice like that. So KAYLANI is also the inventor, the creator of the same thing, whatever. The Tower Takeover Tarot. Yes, let's see it. It's beautiful. And tell us how you came about to make that deck.
Well, as all good ideas come, it came in the form of a meme. So there was this meme going around during 2020, of course, saying, what was it? It was like, it just looked like a regular Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and it had the tower on the front, and it said, oops, all towers on it. And of course, I asked you're the first person. I was like, oh my God, I want to make this deck. Can I do this? And you said something to the effect of, do whatever the fuck you want. And so,
generally my answer for most things.
Yeah. So instead of just doing a deck with the regular tower image on every single one of them, I decided to depict the tower into each card. So this is like, for example, this is the Three of Wands, and it has this standard, I would say, besides a little bit of add a little culture to this one, but this guy is the guy from the Three of Wands, and you can recognize it, the same kind of outfit, the same look that he has, a similar feel to like what each card's attitude might be if they were falling from the tower, and I incorporated that in there. So that's a lot of, so there's the Chariot right there. Ooh, where's my camera? Oh, there it is.
Which card did you use me on?
I didn't. You didn't give me a picture. I asked you for a reference photo and you said no.
God damn it. Damn.
You missed your chance. But I do have a wide array of people on here. Some of them are depicted like a little bit different from what the standard Rider-Waite was, because that deck is a little bit boring as far as diversity goes. So I made sure to include other people in there. So there's Temperance, and she is falling, and the cups still have the water going back and forth, but she is not doing well.
Yeah, and the deck is sort of like a shadow work deck, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would say that. I also I like the idea of not only taking like there's a lot of ways that people can use this deck. So if you want to just use it from like, oh, I'm familiar with tarot, I'm going to use the imagery to, you know, read it kind of like the reverse of standard cards, or using it as though you pulled, like, for example, if you pull the Two of Swords, let's say in a standard reading, you can pull a Two of Swords and a Tower card, and you can kind of read it together. You can read this deck like that if you want. But I also wrote a book that has interpretations based on what my intention was when I created it. So it helps you dig a little bit deeper and give you a couple examples of how you can use it for self-healing. So I'm hoping that people will use this in a couple different ways. One, I want you to laugh at it because just seeing like image after image of the Tower card is hilarious to me.
Yeah, that picture you sent me of from the printer where they had like all the images all next to each other. We're all sitting there laughing our asses off.
So funny. Oh, there's my 79th card. That's me.
The artist.
Yeah. So I drew all the images on my iPad. So I put my little iPad in there, and
I can't tell. Did you give yourself that booty?
Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
I used an actual reference photo of myself, which was actually pretty hilarious to shoot by myself with a timer in my backyard, like jumping up in the air and stuff. And then I put my bird in here because he's been a big part of my my journey. You probably hear him squawking in the background.
Yeah, he was like, hey guys, just now. That's so funny.
Yeah, I let my family know that if he got too loud, they could bring him in here because he wants me all the time.
Oh, that's so cute. He loves his mommy. A mommy's bird.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Ditto.
Yes, Ditto. That's his name. And it's very fitting. I named him before I realized that he does repeat things. He says all sorts of phrases. He's a lot of fun.
I've seen some of the videos, and it's really cool. It makes me want one, and then I hear him squawking, and I'm like, I remember my parakeets and how I wanted to just like let them fly away.
Fly away. Yeah, he tests us a lot, but it is, if you're dedicated to it, it is a lot of fun.
Oh, so Facebook user says bird. So let me take this moment to describe what we see on, or what I see on my end. If you don't sign up through StreamYard, like StreamYard will prompt you to give them permission. You don't have to do that, but if you don't want to do that, just at least put your name in the comment. That way we know who we're talking about, because I have no idea who wrote that. It just says Facebook user. And like here, I'll show you. I can push it.
Oh.
So that's what happens. So yeah, just if you feel like it's like weird to like against your privacy or whatever, don't worry about it. But just write your name afterwards, like you're signing a quote. It actually makes you look really cool. Oh, Allison Sasso, bird. Exactly.
Yes, my bird is awesome. Maybe I'll have to go and snag him in a little while, depending on how he behaves. I am very careful with him around my cards though, because he can definitely do some damage to anything. Anything he can get his beak on, he'll bite. And
oh really? Oh my gosh. See, that I would have a problem with. I'd be like, all right, you're not that cute. Jonathan Daly says hi. He says aloha because he lives in Hawaii.
Aloha.
I want to retire in the like forest, the jungle forest there. My mom lives there, but it's like she was showing me all these properties that were like way at the top of my price range, and they looked like such shit. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
It's very expensive. I looked into it too.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and if anybody has any questions for Kaylani, definitely let us know in the comments. Or if you want to like harass her, roast her, anything like that. Oh, she acts like she doesn't like it, but I give her shit all the time, and she's like, "God damn it, Natalie, yes."
That sounds about right. Yeah.
So like, when did you get? Oh, Jonathan says you don't have to live here for the houses. I don't know what that means. What do you
So
think?
are you saying that we can live with you? Like you're
Yeah,
welcoming us into your home?
I don't know.
Oh, you
Maybe
don't live here for the houses, meaning like you can live in a really crappy house and you'll still be in Hawaii. So it's worth
that's
it.
true. You could be homeless in Hawaii. You know what I mean? Like, where I'm living right now in Wyoming, there's like 3 or 4 inches of snow outside.
Right
Not a
now?
homeless person to be seen. I just moved from Portland, and you know how that is.
Yeah.
10
Yeah.
cities
Same up here.
everywhere.
Hmm.
I wanted to go live in one when I was living in Montana. I wanted to just go to Portland and like be Portlandia. You know what I mean? Like, I just wanted to hobo out.
Yeah.
And then I got this really sweet little 18-foot motorhome for $1,500.
Wow.
Yeah, and I took that down there, and that's how I ended up in Portland. Isn't that crazy?
That's so crazy. You're
I
living
know, but this is
somebody's.
about you though. Sorry. So yeah, what I was gonna ask you is like, when did you first like? I want to know the general question of when you've got your first tarot deck, but I also kind of want to know like when you first got into doing witchy type things.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that is kind of two different things, huh? So my first deck is this one. My Druidcraft Tarot deck. And this one, I mean, I don't necessarily have to read from it, but you can see from the condition of it, it's very, very used and loved.
Cool.
This deck I used for a good, I'd say like 8 or 9 years before I even got another deck, which made this pretty much my exclusive deck. Oh, that's fun. I have a special relationship with the Ace of Wands.
Oh.
So this was my first deck. I got it when, let's see, what year was it? I think 2008. My husband now, but my boyfriend at the time, we were living with these roommates, and one of my roommates was reading tarot in a class, and she needed help studying. And so I helped her study. So I actually learned more about tarot. I learned a lot about tarot before I even had my first deck, which was interesting because I was just helping with memorization. And so whenever it came time to have my own and start reading it, it really came a lot more naturally because I was taking it more as like a study and something really logistical. And then I turned it into practice once I got my own deck. So she helped me encourage me to go to a metaphysical store and pick out my own deck. And I purchased my first deck. There, you can get your own deck.
Oh no. So, do you remember what's the name of the store you went to?
I don't remember. It was somewhere in Seattle. I was living in North Seattle at the time, so I'm sure it was some little place in Seattle. Where would it have been? Probably somewhere in Greenwood or downtown or like Belltown area. I'm not sure. I can probably ask her and look it up if I still have her email somewhere. It's been a while, but yeah, I really like this deck, the Druidcraft Tarot, and this one's it strays a little bit from Rider-Waite, but it was a really good learner deck because the book is amazing. A deck with a good book is a really great learner. Anything else, if it has good images, you don't really need a book for necessarily, right?
True. Yeah, I mean, even like the RWS, you really don't even need a book for that,
Yes.
you know. I like to listen to people on YouTube. I know that's probably like uncultured of me, but I have like a few people. Like, there's this lady named Madeline that does contemporary tarot, and she is like the grandma I always wish I had.
Aww.
Like, just her personality makes me so happy the way she talks, and like she does like little 5-minute videos, you know, and they're so helpful. And then another guy I like to listen to, and something about the way he talks, like if you search learn all 78 cards in 2 hours or something, but it's less than that, but that's what you search. you could find in his video very easily. I was listening to him when I started making the mood deck because the way he talked about the cards was making me crack up. I don't know what, like,
Good.
I was laughing so much, and I just learned so much from like more of that. But then if I do read a book, I have to take a lot of notes
Yeah.
because I like smoke too much weed. I don't know.
What's
But
funny is that I have, speaking of notes, I have like I believe this is my original notebook from when I
oh,
started learning tarot.
I
And
have like 50 of those.
it has tons. Oh, I probably shouldn't share that. But like this is like a reading from when, let's see, October 20th, 2008. So this was a reading about me and my now husband, about our
Wow.
roles, our relationship, and all sorts of things. And I mean, he humored me a lot with all these kinds of things in the beginning. He's such a good sport with me going through stuff. That's interesting. Yeah, 2008. Let's see, near the end. Oh no, that's just a whole lot of other stuff. Let's not get into that. But it is fun to have like my original notebook with my notes from studying.
Were
and
you
also
writing your own porn? Is that what you were doing?
You know, I think so.
I
There's
could
some
never
juicy words in here that
imagine
I don't
you
know
doing
I
that.
should say.
Jonathan says that he loves the Ace of Wands too, and I think, obviously you guys are just dick obsessed. So,
Yes, that is exactly why. How did you know?
so this guy,
Actually,
you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
gosh. Yes. So maybe I should put on this hat so you don't see me blushing from the.
Well, real quick, Jonathan wants to know when the decks are going out.
Oh, so I just got my shipment in. So I have 7 boxes. I'm not going to turn it because you don't want to see all that because I just moved. So there's boxes everywhere. I just have walls of boxes. But I have my 7 boxes right over there. I'm actually using one of the boxes to hold up my iPad for this interview. So and I have my little printer set up and I have everything set up. So today I started some of just the more organizational stuff that really needs to happen before I can be really productive. And then I am going to start shipping them tomorrow. So Natalie, you were my second backer on Kickstarter. So
Wait, what? Who's first?
Jess.
God, I'm gonna find that woman.
I remember having a conversation when it happened, and you were like, "God damn it!
I hate being second. I hate not being first. If you're not first, you're last.
Oh my gosh, no. Don't take advice from any movies with Will Ferrell in them. That's some solid advice right there.
Brick killed the guy.
So yeah, Jonathan, your deck is going to be shipped out in the next couple of days. I have a lot of work ahead of me. I also I have 3 kids. I have my bird and my cats, and I have a full-time job.
Day
so,
job, and your freelancing and your
I do some
art.
freelance stuff. I actually let my current clients know that I am not available at all for doing any work for this next week, in anticipation of my decks getting here and working on it. So they know not to expect anything out of me in the next week, which I think was very good good expectations for me to set on my part.
Well, the good thing is if you have to order anything from Uline, it's right there in Seattle. So
yeah, exactly.
I do want to go back to another question I asked you, but one other question about your deck was that Kayla was asking, how long did this deck take you to make, and was it harder to draw or come up with the ideas?
Okay, so I don't have like an exact hour amount for the deck. I originally kind of took the temperature of how many people were interested and stuff and kind of predicted how popular it would be. And then I calculated how many hours I was willing to work on something that would bring me that much profit. So I have it in my notebook, a notebook somewhere, how many hours I predicted and how many hours I took originally. But what happened was I drew all of the pip cards. So like the minor arcana, the ace through 10 of each suit. I drew those as pip cards. So they just had like the wands falling and the swords falling and the cups and all that. So it was very simple at first. And then once I started with the Kickstarter and everybody was asking me like, oh, let me see some of the minors. What do these look like? I'm excited about this. And then Natalie, you predicted it. It just took off. So I decided that people really deserve something more. So I ended up redrawing 40 cards at least. I actually think I upgraded a couple other ones too to add a little bit more detail. But this deck took a lot longer than what I had planned. So I don't have an exact hour amount, but it definitely took a lot longer because of the fact that I redrew a bunch of them. So each card took anywhere between like 45 minutes and 3 hours per card. That was probably a good prediction on, or prediction approximation on how many minutes it took. So if you multiply that by 78, 79 actually, that's quite a lot. So what I did was I had the Rider-Waite art with me, and I also got a bunch of, I see that smoke. You were like, you're boring as fuck.
No. You were talking a lot of numbers, though. I mean, oh my God, Kaylani, just be like, it took me 6 months, and it was supposed to take me 2, but and then production took 3, and it was supposed to take 1, because that's how they are over there. And here we are 10 months later. Take your fucking deck.
All right, so anybody who heard that, just pretend like I said it, because that's pretty much what happened. Thank you for explaining that. I do feel like it's worth mentioning that I redid a bunch of them, because some people are upset that it's taking so long, and I'm like, but I took a couple extra months.
You're giving them a better deck. They should be happy. And yeah, it's not like, it's not like this is your only job. Like, you got a lot of responsibilities. People need to, I am so lucky that for the most part, when I make mistakes, I just say, oh my God, I'm such a dumbass. I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, hey, no problem. You're a busy lady. So nice, And I've only had like 2 people in my whole deck selling career that have just been complete Karen ass bitches. And
one of them is you, right? I'm like, Natalie, what are you doing putting this on your decks?
Oh.
That's me.
Kaylani is not afraid to let me know. Well, Kaylani's my not only my designer, designer in the way of when I have to put in my files for my box covers, they have to be in AI format, and I don't know how to do that. But also, she makes them look better. Like, she takes my ideas and makes them better, and she does that with basically everything. Like, anything I'm working on, I send it to Kaylani and ask her. And I'm a little bit of an asshole. Like, I don't always listen because it's still got to be me, but I take her ideas. Like, most of the time, they're great, perfect ideas, and that's why I keep sending you stuff. But sometimes she's like, that dick is disgusting, and I'm like, shut up, Kaylani, grow up.
Well, but I feel morally obligated to tell you.
I'm the one that needs to grow up. Well, whatever. I mean, we just have a difference of opinions on the dicks, but that's okay, because you're just a prude. No, I'm just kidding. So Jonathan said I had to message Kaylani to buy it after the Kickstarter ended because I missed it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Cool story, bro.
You did. I believe you. I have you on a different list than my Kickstarter. I have it on the pre-order side. But yeah, you were like the first person to pre-order, Jonathan.
Hopefully you don't make a million mistakes like I did, because you did backer kit, right?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, now my other Kickstarter campaigns were easy because I did not use backer kit. I will use backer kit again, but you have the option to add add-ons in backer kit. So every order was different. You couldn't just upload the spreadsheet and there was this many people that did this tier and this many people that did that tier. It was all different, weights and sizes. And so, it was fine. I didn't mind. I enjoy packaging. I'm weird like that.
I enjoy it when I have time. I actually, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I had bought a roll of black paper. Remember, I think I wrapped decks and
Yes.
you saw that. So we just moved and we lost it. So it's like somewhere in this house. So
You don't have time to wrap them all in black paper, do
I
you?
really wanted to. I have my twine and I have my stickers and I have like all my stuff and I can't find the paper and I'm, you know, people are gonna like it no matter what. But I'm a little bit upset about my black paper situation.
Well,
How could I just lose an entire roll of contact or not contact paper of what is it called? Craft paper. It's black.
right.
It's huge. It's like
Here's
this big.
here's what I would do is just like get these decks out, and then in the future when you find your black paper, then start wrapping them, because then it'll be like 5 or 6 a day or whatever,
Yeah.
and not like 250 or whatever. Like,
Yeah. That I'll take that advice, I think. Now everybody will just get like I have my cute little black mailers, but now I don't have much stuffing to go around it because the black paper's gone. So maybe I'll just like use old Amazon packages and like shove it in.
that's pretty much what I do. I'm wondering who you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? I'm wondering who that is. Like, he seems, or he or she seems pretty cool. But Jonathan, invited me to go smoke. Myra, my cat is scratching the door jamb.
Let
To
her
go,
in.
yeah, to go smoke on the beaches of Maui. Not you,
Ooh.
Kaylani, because you're a prude.
Yeah, that's true. I'll go drink my seltzer water on the beach in Maui.
So do you consider yourself a witch?
Um, that's a tough question because it means different, like the term witch means different things for different people. And if I were to ask you what you would consider to be a witch, then you would say something completely different than somebody else. So in some people's eyes, I feel very comfortable identifying as that. But in other people's eyes, I feel very uncomfortable identifying as a witch. And if somebody would say, "Are you a witch?" my default answer is no, just because I feel like it's a term that is used so much with so many different situations that I don't feel like it's appropriate for me to answer that question to somebody unless I know them personally. So I do a lot of witchy things. I do a lot of things that are not witchy. So I'm a witchy person, but I wouldn't consider myself a witch. I do rock a cute witch hat though.
Right? I mean, that's a big part of it. Myra,
Hmm.
get out of there.
I'm accepting of all types of witches and warlocks.
Yeah, no, me too. And I'm just like you. Like, to me, a witch, um, to me, is somebody who practices magic.
Hmm. So
So
in that definition, then yes, that's what
yeah,
I yeah.
same. And like, when my Christian family members ask me if I'm a witch, I say, my first thing is to say no, say like you, like no, but I kind of, when I think about it, I kind of am, but it's not like I go around telling people I'm a witch.
Yeah.
But I would say probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like it's important to note though that I'm not ashamed of any practices that I do.
mhm.
I have this oh, the camera's all different. This deck and other decks I have sat on my desk at work. I have a desk job and I'm a graphic designer, and there's a bunch of people walking by my desk all the time. And I've pulled cards for people at work. I have my different pendants and crystals and all sorts of little things. I've talked about like setting intentions and doing spells without really using that kind of language when I talk to people and giving advice. So it's not something that I hide in any means, but it's something that I feel uncomfortable putting a label on unless I really know the person and know what their definition of that label is.
Yeah, I see, I hear you. So when you say you talk with people about spells, but not in those words, what do you say?
Well, doing things like I don't feel comfortable giving people advice on spell casting as far as copying exactly what I do, because it's not going to mean the same. Everything that I do is very, very personal. So for example, if a special stone is very special to me, then I can let's see, what's an example? I mean, I could even just have it with me and set that intention for that day that that stone is going to bring me comfort, and it will, right? But I can't necessarily say, here, take this and do your thing with it because it's going to work. Um, I have said to certain people, like, I've described like a simplified cord cutting ceremony in like in layman's terms, as far as like, hey, if you, I don't know, it kind of it's a personal thing. It depends on the person. I wouldn't talk to them about it unless I knew them very well. So everything that I would say is kind of catered to that person. It's similar when I do readings for people. Um, I don't really use the same spreads for everybody. I customize it with whatever I feel comfortable with that person. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? I'm kind of sidelining the question a little bit by
No,
saying,
no, that's, I like to put it myself, I like to put it in terms of energy because I feel like that's scientific.
yeah,
And I use the quote a lot, but I wish I could remember who said it, but it's somebody famous, that magic is just science that we don't understand yet.
that's
And
really great. That's a great way to put it. It's a similar way that I talk to my kids about it too.
yeah, it makes it not so creepy for people. It's not, it's it's not out of you. Oh, it's out of my control. It's magic. There's
Mm-hmm.
ghosts. You're in control. It's empowering. You
Mm-hmm.
can direct your energy. It's completely different than what they're thinking it is. And it seems to me that people that are offended by the idea originally sort of seem to calm down after I put it that way.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's a way to bridge. But
Mm-hmm.
so we have to go into readings, but I want to ask some speed questions,
Okay.
okay? Okay.
I'm not good at one word answers. I have a whole speech for everything that you ask me, so I'll try really hard.
What's your favorite deck?
Mine.
Of course, that's an easy one.
Easy. I actually have another deck that I wrote a book for too. The book right
What's it
there.
called?
I framed the book. It's called Cascadia Tarot. There aren't very many copies left. It's out of print, and I think I have like 2 copies left or something. So,
Now, why would a deck go out of print?
well, it was a limited thing. We did not a Kickstarter. We did Indiegogo for it. I wrote the book, and then I'm featured in one of the cards. I'm featured on the Ace of Wands. That's why it's
It's
special.
beautiful. You look so
Yeah.
beautiful.
Oh, thanks. It was when I had long purple hair, so it really went with the whole vibe. So it was up to the artist. The artist was a photographer, and she photographed all the cards, and whether or not it goes back into print is up to her. So if it ever does, I fully support that, and I'm into it. It's not on her list of projects to do.
I
So
just can't imagine taking something that makes money and being like, eh,
it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work.
what, to send decks?
To
The hard work's already done.
I could give you her contact information. You can convince her to sell more. So let's do that. Let's do that. We'll invite her into the group and be like, hey, you should sell that deck again. But I do have a couple copies left, but it'll take a lot more than what they originally cost to get them out of me. So
Well, I'll publish it for her. She doesn't even have to worry about fulfillment.
there you go.
Okay, so we it was almost a quick question, but okay, so do you read reversals?
Ooh, that's interesting. Not currently, no.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Do you read yes or no questions?
no.
Wow. Uh, sorry, I feel judgmental.
For not reading reversals?
I'm like, oh, interesting.
Oh,
Wow. Oh,
Ouch.
you don't read reversals. Oh.
Not currently, just because the decks that I'm working with, I feel much more comfortable getting to know them. I have all these new decks, and I want to get to know them reading them upright only before I explore them in reversal. So that's why I'm not doing it right now.
Oh, okay. I see. But what if you were using just an RWS?
Yeah, I do. Again, it depends on what my relationship with the deck is.
Mm-hmm.
It honestly does. Reading reversals used to give me a lot of anxiety because I really like shuffling them nicely in a specific way. I don't like rifle shuffle. So it would cause me anxiety because I'm like, I know that if I turn it this way, it'll be reversed. So like it used to cause me like all this anxiety when I was doing it. And then like all that would be reversed. I'm like, oh no, I fucked it all up. So I decided to like take a break from it. And then now that I have a bunch of new decks that I'm exploring, I'm like, well, I'm just doing what I feel comfortable with. And then if I feel like the reversal meaning is like really standing out to me, then depending on the position of the spread, it could be reversed, like the reversal meaning for it. So
yeah. I heard from somebody, and then somebody else was like, what is wrong with you? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But if the spread comes out all reversals, you actually read it as all upright.
oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
There's so many little quirky little rules. Okay, what is your
Objectives.
go-to spread like that you do the most?
I like the All-Win spread from Druidcraft. It's 9 cards, and it's past, present, future, ideas, emotions, manifestations. So each card kind of goes in the little chart, and it's really, really helpful. I love that spread.
Nice. Cool. And what do you think about naked tarot reading?
Are you trying to book me?
Hey, I'm leaving you out, remember?
I knew you were going to bring up something. Okay.
I warned you.
Okay, what was the question? How I feel about it?
Yeah.
So you know my experience with naked tarot reading.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So I mean, I was once at an event that it happened to come up that happened, and it was a really powerful experience, and I recommend it to anybody who feels comfortable with it. I feel like it's a really great way to connect with people and be completely vulnerable, and you're not going to hide anything if you don't have any clothes on. So might as well open up to a bunch of other things too, as far as what the tarot can give you.
I love it. See, I know you're not a prude. I love you. You're such a fun person. So, okay, one more speed question. Jonathan, excuse me, which card is Kaylani's favorite card in her deck?
Oh, in my deck. Ooh, I really like the 8 of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, I looked and it was right on top. I can't believe
Whoa!
That's so weird because I was just shuffling it. So this is the 8 of Pentacles. I really love it. You can't see the detail on it through video, but you're just gonna have to buy the deck to take a look at it and see how beautiful it is. I drew this gal's hair, and like I took a lot of time trying to get her skin right and make sure that like it really represented like a real person. And I just absolutely love this card. That was one of my favorite ones to draw. So cool. I got a lot of other favorites in there too. That one's one of my favorites too because that's 3 people and they are all they're not having a good time, and that's wine spilling from there because of course they're partying. So
well, yeah. Well, wine is like, I mean, shouldn't there be Molly spilling out of the cups?
Their pockets are emptying full of all sorts of things.
Yeah. Okay, so we are going to do some readings. We've got a couple of people only, so that's okay. But I'm going to use pull everybody at Tarot Mood Oracle. Excuse me.
I have mine right there. Bloop, there's
Yay!
Mood Oracle. It's right next to Mood Tarot, and then I got my Young Witch deck as well with all the goodies inside there, and it gets like a front seat of everything. For one, because it's a big bag and it doesn't fit nicely with all the other ones, but 2, it's so cute. You see,
Thank you.
Stuff. I love it.
Oh yeah, I need to stop like making 3 decks in 1 year. It's pretty crazy. But anyway, so yeah, this is so it's a cigarette box, and it has plastic, my big old hand, plastic cards. And I don't know if you've ever shuffled a plastic deck, but it's nice.
That's funny because Your decks are the only ones that I shuffle like that. All the other ones, I do this whole little thing. But your decks just feel so nice like that.
Yeah, you gotta riffle shuffle
Mhm.
these decks. It's so funny when I see people like having a hard time with them. I'm like, wow. Like I've never dropped a card out of a deck. Like, what is wrong with people? But I think it's funny. Like it just cracks me up. This one girl got like she's lost so many cards out of like her whole deck fell on the ground. She was so mad. She was like cussing by the end of her video. It was like an unboxing, and I was like, I was laughing so hard.
You should ask her for the rights to that video so you could like show it as an example of why your deck is awesome. And she's like,
oh, well, I messed up because I was having so much fun that I started trolling her in the comments.
you're terrible.
Well, it was nice trolling. Like I wasn't mean or anything like that, but it was just like haha kind of stuff, you know, like it wasn't too bad. But she did end up taking the video down.
Oh no, send her something.
Well, I think she felt bad because she didn't know that the cards were plastic.
Oh,
and
I see. So, like, this sucks.
I think when she realized they were plastic, she's like, oh, wow, I just left a whole review not knowing that a big thing about the deck.
Yeah.
So we're going to do RBY first, RBY Creations. And they say, what does Amber think about me? Her energy seems scarce, but then she corrected it to say scary. And she said, Amber's energy seems scary and strange, like if it's something to watch out for. Damn, Amber. I don't like her already.
Are we both pulling a card for the same thing?
Yeah, I'm pulling an oracle. You pull as many cards as you want. You do whatever you want with yours. Okay, so I got yoga. So this is, to me, reading that Amber's a little bit of a snob. She's probably got like a nice booty, and we don't like her. I don't like Amber. That's my take on the issue.
I pulled, so I usually assign my cards something. So for Amber, I pulled the Queen of Wands. So she's got some secrets to hide.
In that booty.
She's not very good at hiding them. So it'll come out soon. And then I pulled a second one of what is causing this or what to look out for. And I pulled the Six of Cups. So perhaps there's some like childhood trauma behind it or something that relates to something that happened in the past. So be careful because there could be something from the past that she has been through that you're either reminding her of or something is connected. It's Amber again. Jonathan, you're going to love my deck.
Okay, well, hopefully that resonates with you. That's my Tracyism. That's how Tracy says that. I like it. I think it's funny. Okay, so I'm looking for Mr. Krabs. He said he had a question. He said, yes, could I be added to the list for a reading? And also, what is naked tarot reading?
So,
the birds and the bees.
So in my case, Natalie was referring to a time that I went to an event at a ladies spa where it was all ladies and we were all naked. So generally in that place, there aren't tarot readings, but we booked it for an event, including it was a fundraising event. So we had performances and music and hot tubs and steam rooms and all those things going on at the spa. And then I had my cards with me. And I ended up doing some readings during that event. So that is what my version of naked tarot reading is.
She flipped the cards out of her coochie.
No.
That's what you told me.
I tell you a lot of things, Natalie.
Okay, so he wants to know. He wants a reading. So I pulled boundaries as your card. He didn't say what about. And it says, someone says no more oracle decks, feed them to the tigers.
I like that one. Feed them to the tigers.
I'm looking to make sure that he doesn't or they don't have Oh, Caitlin, it's a girl. Hi, Caitlin. Okay, so Caitlin, that's your card. Now, this is a general reading, so go ahead, Kaylani.
Okay, let's see here.
Oh, wait.
Hmm?
She says she changed it. She says, what will my future husband be like?
Oh, you want a card from Tower Takeover Tarot about your future husband, huh?
Oh.
I'll give you one. I'll give you one. What is your future husband going to be like? The Judgment card. So in my Judgment card, you have two naked people falling from the tower, and the angel has dropped her trumpet, and so these people are not hearing the calling. So I am interpreting this as your future husband might have a little bit of a hard time hearing what your purpose is or what you want in the relationship. And you're going to need to speak a little bit louder and try again and again to be able to communicate and try to make sure he hears what your guys' relationship should be in the future according to what your needs are.
And have good boundaries. I predict right now that your husband is going to be a fire sign.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Jonathan says, is that a tarot reading with a happy ending? The naked tarot.
No.
Oh,
Nope, that's not what
Jonathan,
that is.
that doesn't even make sense.
You can make yours whatever you and your person you're reading for, whatever you guys agree upon before you're reading, you can make it whatever you want. I'm not going to suggest anything, but if you have Natalie's deck and this deck together, things might happen, right?
So let's do a reading for Jonathan because we don't have other people. So I'm just going to pull a card. Jonathan, I'm going to do a general reading. If you have a question, though, let us know. I'm sure it's very unethical for us just to do a reading for you, but like, I give a fuck. I don't know. I was thinking about, I proposed this to Abigail, and I don't think that she really likes the idea, but you usually shove like shuffle cards like this. Well, I was thinking about for a video on the OnlyFans, reversing it. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Reversing it and flipping them the wrong way. And then halfway into it being like,
Don't. God.
You don't think it's a good idea?
I gotta agree with Abby on that. Like, you
well, I don't care. It's happening.
You do you, okay? I'll pull one for Jonathan though. I feel comfortable.
Okay, so he says general is good, and he says, Natalie, isn't that why your deck is plastic? I don't know.
I think he's talking about the happy ending thing.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so you can do happy ending tarot reading. I just feel like you'd have to like use the deck to do the work, and I feel like it would be awkward. But I don't know. Maybe it's the marijuana talking. Okay, so here's a general reading card for. Okay, Jonathan, your card is education. And read a book, you mushy brain jabroni. And she's reading a book of facts, and it says farts travel at the speed an average of 7 miles per hour. And that is a real fact that I found on the Google.
Wow.
Stuff.
If it was on the internet, it must be true, Natalie.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why these are facts. See that book? It says facts from the internet.
I'm going to pull one for Jonathan. I am actually going to, instead of like a general reading, I'm going to pull one for you for what you're going to experience this year. Because 2020 sucked. But let's see what 2021 is going to bring you. Are you ready? The Six of Wands. So this is a card that is...
You're moving back to the mainland. Sorry.
No. This is a card...
Oh, sorry. I was thinking swords too. My bad. Excuse me.
Oh, yeah. That would make sense. No. So Six of Wands in the Tower Takeover Tarot is warning you to not be too ego... Like, don't let your ego rule what's going on, and make sure that your intentions and why, if you're doing the right thing, make sure that you're doing the right thing for the right reasons, not just for the recognition of it. So that's what this year, make sure that even if you're doing kind things for people, assess why you're doing it so that you can make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
That's not as doom as you thought my deck was going to be, huh, Natalie?
I'm trying to turn this into something really bad for Jonathan, and I just can't do it.
Well, okay, so generally they're on a horse, so like they fell off. You fell off. You're gonna fall off a horse. There you go.
Oh, yeah, that is bad. And your horse could fall on you.
Yes, yes. The horse falls on you, and then like a wand goes like. There you go.
Oh, you're so fucked, Jonathan.
I know. I could read it like that and be like, oh my god.
So Juju Cake says, I would love a reading, but only if you guys have time. So we'll do her. But Jonathan says, I have a pile of books right next to me, Natalie, and Kaylani, the Six of Wands, has been stalking me this year.
That's awesome. Well,
so we're both right
on
on
this year. And if you use your Tower Takeover Tarot deck and the book, then you can explore what it means in that way. So I'm really excited that you're getting the deck. And then who else wanted a reading? I want to think about
Juju Cakes.
Juju Cakes. What do you want a reading on? I want like all the time, and I want to read from all my wonderful decks up here that I'm trying to get to know.
Okay, so this is interesting. So this is a general reading because Juju Cakes didn't give us a question, and I pulled up parental units, and the dad, it says hug your mom. Your dad's probably an asshole, and the dad's saying, "Ooh, look at the ass on that Kim."
That one's so funny because I pulled that one, Natalie, and it was like such perfect timing. Oh my gosh, it was so perfect. Like the conversation, I had just talked to my mom that day, and it was just like so perfect. I was like, oh. Like I didn't understand how like a funny deck could be so relevant. But
right.
The mood tarot, like I gifted it to a coworker, and like it's just like a thing at my office where I'm like, hey, don't tell HR.
Yeah, and you had, I think you had a peen scent too, didn't you?
She's like, I didn't even know these existed. Oh my god. The things, yeah. Let me pull a card for Juju Cakes.
Yeah, and she says general is good, so good because that's what we're doing.
So here's the Hermit card.
Oh.
So the Hermit, I mean, I would assume that you know what the Hermit in like a standard deck is, but in the Tower Takeover Tarot deck, this is saying that you really need to think about where and when you're taking your alone time, because you could be like skirting your responsibilities and just trying to be like, it's self-care, but you really need to make sure that you're doing it at the right time, or it's just not going to be worth it, and it's not going to be very useful to you.
You're going to be going to live with your mom.
Yeah. Yeah, don't skirt your responsibilities. You're going to get fired and have to move in with your mom.
Okay, so we have one more. And, oh, wait, hold on. Here's this. Let me read this. Hello, and how are you today? When will Y and other interview panel members reach out with job offer? Okay, so we have 2 readings to do. And you guys, don't forget to subscribe because I don't have any subscribers. So if you don't subscribe, then you just leave me sad and lonely. And what kind of humaning is that? I mean, aliens are going to probe your butthole if you don't subscribe to my channel. Okay, I have cleanse, keep breathing and peeing. So, just keep breathing and peeing. Just keep doing your bodily duties and duties. I said bodily duties. And it'll come in when it's supposed to. The universe has got your back and shit. It's all gonna happen.
So a timing question. I haven't done it with the Tower Takeover Tarot yet. So let me pull one here. Let's see. This one's the 5 of Cups. So let's see. When will they reach out with the job offer? So it seems like you're not getting the whole, like you're not seeing the whole picture. for what is actually happening. So the question of why might have to be, hey, sweetie, I'm almost done. Can you please get out? Please get out. You want to watch me? Okay. Shh. No bad words. Okay. Please, can you get out, Luna? Get out. I will help you after. Okay, she can stay in here if she's quiet. Okay, that's fine. Oh, thanks, sweetie. Can you stay right there? So I think that there's a lot more to it. In the standard Five of Cups that has like the guy that's looking at the spilled cups and not seeing the cups behind them. In this one here, I have the two with the red and the rest have the water. So I'm seeing that as the red as like wine or possibly blood, like something that's not so pleasant. So there's something going on that you don't quite know. So as far as it timing, I think that something needs to, Luna, please step out. I think that something needs to happen. You need to kind of see what the truth is before you're going to be able to get an answer on that. So I don't know, possibly they're either not going to reach out and with the job offer, or it's not going to be what you expect. So there's something else going on there. And then also, if you think about it as a 5, yeah, just keep going. Your reading's a lot funnier. Come on. So as far as timing, the 5 could be significant too. So you might either hear from them like on the 5th or the 5th month of the year or around 5 o'clock. So that's how I like to do timing readings too.
This is how I like to do timing readings. I either like to pull a card and see what number it is and then use my pendulum to do, is it days, is it weeks, is it months, is it years? I thought that was your thumb, and I'm like, your hands are so tiny. But then also you can do it by I'm not trying to educate you or anything. I'm just educating any viewers that are listening by assigning, and you can just pick whatever you want. Even although I know that there are some assigned, but you can do what you want. It'll work. Assigning days, weeks, months, years to wands, pentacles, swords, and cups. So
yeah.
Okay, so we just have a couple more.
On timing questions, I usually will, if somebody were to be asking that on like one of my threads for a simple 1-card pull, I would say I'm going to reword it to, hold on, please. I'm going to reword it to be able to better pull a card that's just 1 card, because the timing spreads for me are much more advanced than just a 1-card pull.
Excellent reading from Tarot Mood.
Yay!
Okay, oh, and Juju Cake says, thank you, ladies. That's very relevant because I moved in with my boyfriend's parents, so we get out of our home, so that's very fitting and funny. And I bet the dad is a total, like, I don't know. I just saw your daughter.
I know, she's really distracting. She's like, I promise I'll be quiet. And then she's like, Mom.
Oh, no, she's not distracting me. I just almost said something naughty.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and there's Ditto too. He's joining us.
Hi, Ditto. Okay, so we're going to do one more reading and then we're done.
What you doing?
So this one is for Too Energized. And it's, hi, Ditto. Can I have a card pulled in reference to love, please? Okay. So this is Forgive. And it says, she says, I'm sorry. And the other girl is saying this, but she's rolling her eyes. It's fine. I shit in your shoe. And then it says, yes, I know. Fuck them, but this is for you. So anyway, this is the card. It's probably not that funny, but it's about like forgiving even though you don't feel like it.
Yeah. In reference to love. Let's pull one for you from Tower Takeover Tarot. We have the 3 of Wands. So this card is suggesting, don't touch the bird, please. This card is suggesting that even though plans that you had for your love situation have changed, that doesn't mean that you have to scrap everything. So even though the guy's falling and he had made plans and the 3 is still kind of in the beginning of the journey, there are some things that you could still pick up and go on with, even though some of the things that you had planned are no longer going to work out. So take what you have learned from the situation and keep applying it as you continue on, even if the path has changed a little bit, and just kind of accept that the path is going to change a little bit. That's what mine said.
Bam. There you have it.
And there's
Ditto. What's up? Ditto.
say, hey, baby. Back up. Back up. You're not going on screen. Back up. Back up now, child. Your foot could be in. There you go. I'm not putting her face in this.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and doing readings with us and letting us get to know you a little and see your awesome deck. And To Energize said true card, forgiveness. And then they said you both are correct. Thank you, ladies. So that's good.
Thank you for having me, Natalie. We should do more just like calls with just you and me so that when we get interrupted by children, then it's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna be like hiring you to do a bunch of design work. So okay, I'll let you go before your kid gets to the video.
Yes, please.
Okay, bye.
Bye.